Hey everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for joining me today for a quick video response episode. This one's going to go out to my buddy Theo over at Clemente Collector. He wants to see some cheap slabs to celebrate his 400 subscriber milestone, so congrats Theo on that. I know you're just about crossing over that, or probably already have by the time I post this. You've got a great channel, great collection. I love your enthusiasm. And a great member of the community. So happy to do one of these to support you. And of course, it was right up my alley. I love cheap slabs, which you probably know if you've stopped by here with any frequency over the last couple of years. So have a stack of a half dozen here that we're going to look at very quickly that I think fit Theo's criteria. So let's spin the camera around and take a peek. Thanks. All right, here is our stack of half a dozen cheap slabs. Theo ideally wanted to see cards that were under $30, already graded when purchased, and I definitely met those qualifications here. In fact, I think all 6 of these were so cheap that even with tax and shipping, they each came in under $30. So let's get into these. I think only one I've shown on the channel before. I tried to bring some new content here to the VR, and of course we have a couple of Clemente cards up in the background as a nod to Theo. I'm going to look at all 3 of the major sports that I collect the most. We've got one hockey card to start off before we move on from those. And this is the 2008 O-Pee-Chee Gold Parallel of the Grade 8 Alex Ovechkin. So those of you that have stopped by the channel with any frequency past couple of years have likely caught an Ovechkin card or two in a video. I do player collect him. I think it's been fascinating watching him approach Gretzky's goal total here. He's one of my favorite active players in the league, and I love rainbow shine. And as you can see, that's essentially what's going on here. So this is, the design of the 2008 O-Pee-Chee base set, but it's got that great, it's called gold because it does have kind of this gold metallic shine to it. But really, as you can see, it's kind of like a rainbow foil parallel. But anyway, one of the greatest players in the history of hockey. Certainly one of the greatest players of the 21st century, and parallel that you don't see all that often, certainly in graded format, and took this one home for, I believe it was $16 not too long ago, so that's a nice one there for the Ovechkin collection. That certainly met Theo's criteria. Let's see if we can get some nice shine on that. All right, next up, we are going to drift into soccer here for a couple cards, and then we're going to get into baseball to finish it out. So I've got 3 soccer cards, but we're going to breeze through them quick because they're all the same player and they're somewhat all the same card. So the guy we're going to look at is Erling Haaland, who plays for Manchester City in the Premier League and also the Norway or the Norwegian national team. He is from Norway. And let's just take a look at the first card here while I talk. This is a second-year card of his from the Sapphire Topps Chrome Bundesliga set. So he began his career with Borussia Dortmund in Germany, playing in the Bundesliga. Topps creates a Sapphire set for that, just like the Sapphire baseball sets that you've probably all seen. Those baseball collectors watching this has that kind of atomic or ice design going on. I do have his rookie from the year prior, just the base card, but this Sapphire is just gorgeous. Second-year card, and he is arguably the best young soccer player on the planet right now. He's very young still, and he is just crushing it. This is his first season in the Premier League for Manchester City, and even though there are still a handful of games to go, he has already broken the record for most goals scored in a Premier League season in the history of the league, which is insane. And just a day or two before I shot this video, he has helped propel Manchester City into the UEFA Champions League final that will be taking place in a couple weeks. So just an amazing player to me and to most soccer pundits. He is right there with Kylian Mbappe as the 2 best young players on the planet, kind of taking up the torch from Messi and Ronaldo. So got that second-year Sapphire Haaland for $19.99. I was the only bidder on that. And it was just unbelievable. And at the same time, the same seller had a couple of other cards of his up, also in PSA 9, also Sapphire, and also second-year cards, but this time from the Topps UEFA Champions League Chrome release, which goes all the way back to, I think, 2017. So it's been around a few years now. Just gorgeous. And like Topps does a lot, they do image variations. And in this case, the image variation is a very slight difference. He's just kind of tilted more to one side than the other, but you can clearly see the difference with them side by side. So I was able to pick up and win both sapphire variations of Holland's second year Chrome UCL sapphire card. So just awesome. And just like the Bundesliga sapphire that we looked at a moment ago, I was the lone bidder on both of these at $19.99 each. So for $60 and a few bucks shipping, I just added 3 amazing looking cards of possibly the best soccer player on the planet, certainly in the mix, to my collection, and second year cards at that. So pretty happy with that on the soccer front. And then let's close it out with baseball. I have 2 baseball cards here. We'll do a vintage one first because I know that's Theo's primary interest. This one I have shown on the channel before, but I just adore it. Was fortunate enough to score this 1965 Topps Curt Flood a while back. What a gorgeous card in a PSA 4. This was $12 on eBay. So definitely meets the criteria and yeah, satisfies my love of just amazing cheap slabs. I mean, I thought it was a great concept for a VR, and I know Theo gave a nod to Mike Baseball Collector as well, who did a similar video about his love of cheap slabs. But I've done a whole series of videos on this channel called Slab and Gab going back, and if you go through those, just about everyone or most of the cards in those videos would probably qualify for Theo's VR. So this is right up my alley. It's the type of cards I'm buying anyway and that I enjoy finding deals on, and so happy to find that. And then we'll close out with one other baseball card just to kind of go full circle, tie it to those Holland soccer cards. Recently picked up the 2021 Topps Chrome Sapphire Mookie Betts. Check that beauty out. I mean, is that not just amazing looking? The match there between, you know, the Dodger blue and the blue of Sapphire. I've been a huge Betts fan ever since he broke into the scene with the Red Sox years back. Kind of had the advantage of getting to know about him early. Living here in New England, and developed a decent Betts collection, you know, very early on in his career, and still have almost all those cards, and I still add to it on occasion when I find good deals on cheap slabs. And that's certainly the case with this. This cost, I think, $21 and change as a buy it now. Snagged that recently. So again, even with tax and shipping, well under that $30 mark that Theo threw out there for us as a threshold, and just another example of cheap slab fun, and the fact that you do not need to spend a lot of money in the hobby to develop an awesome collection and have a ton of fun doing it and get some really impressive and important cards. So really happy that I was able to cheaply win all of the cards in today's VR. Huge congrats again to you, Theo, on the 400 sub milestone. I'm sure the next 400 are going to come very quickly at the rate you're growing. I love to see it. And was fun to put this together. So thanks everybody for stopping by. And as you know, I'll be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Until then, keep enjoying the hobby.